Good duck. Whoa, whoa. Ooh. He barely stuck something out there. I think the difference, I was just playing Quan's Kazuya a minute ago. And the difference between this guy's Kazuya and Quan's Kazuya is that I feel like this guy will kill himself if I let him. So I don't feel like I have to push any buttons right now. I feel like this guy, look at all this stuff he'll do. And this is not like, I'm not trying to talk shit. Maybe he's listening and maybe he can adjust. But I really feel like this guy does a lot of stuff. And if this guy's going to do a lot of stuff, all I got to do is less stuff than him and try to, you know, be moving faster and sidestep at the right times and maybe get a low parry here and there, and we'll be in the money. You see what I mean? When you notice an opponent like this, you can really slow it down, and you can just be like, all right, since this guy's down to just party hard and do his thing, let me just sit back. Let me break the throws. Let him kill himself, because he will for sure. He's not gonna play it the way you're expecting. You know what I'm saying? This guy's solid too, though. Both of them are solid. It's just like, you know, adjustments need to be made. Maybe you might want to remove that move from your repertoire as well. What? What?
Thank you.
Hey, good games, amigo. Let's do one more. Maybe he's just nervous. Yeah, that could be true, but it doesn't... I mean, how am I supposed to comment on that? Right? It's like, those types of thoughts, maybe he's nervous, is like unquantifiable. What I can tell you is what I'm able to quantify, what I'm able to observe here. You know, I was just playing the same character a moment ago before the break, and there's a clear difference in play styles here. I'm trying to point it out for those people who are trying to figure out how to point stuff out, right? I mean, there's a clear difference. Both of them are solid. Both of them can Korean backdash and sidestep. They both have hit electrics, you know, but one of them is just doing way more stuff without it being provoked. Most of the time, good players will only do stuff when provoked, and you can't provoke them unless you do something that makes them believe that they're in danger. You see what I mean? Even now, this is kind of what's happening here between me and him. Like, I wasn't doing much there the whole time until I felt like I was gonna die, and then at the end I started pushing buttons, and then I got counter hit a couple times, right? Because I'm over here talking. But this is a really simple concept of strategy. Like, you're not going to get someone to do something if they're good and if they're experienced and if they're confident. You're not going to get them to do something unless they're provoked. So the whole goal really is to provoke someone to be in the situation where they feel like they have to act. And then when they're in the situation where they feel like they must act, you then have to decide what are they going to do and deal with it appropriately. This is really simple, fundamental shit. It's like the idea of they're never gonna whiff something if all you do is nothing, right? Like, why would they whiff something if all you're doing is just standing around? You have to do something. You gotta do, like, you know, you gotta do that jab or that something to, like, provoke the action. And then you can, you know, sidestep it or whiff punish it. I had a feeling a hell sweep was coming. I felt it in my loins. So, you know the thing I was just talking about being provoked? So from that, maybe I didn't word it that well, but if I ideally had worded it better, right? Just a moment. Uh-oh, I'm dead. If I had worded that better, right? You would be thinking to yourself, oh, so that explains how people beat me, right? Like if you're losing to someone and you're wondering, man, how am I losing to this person? It's because you're being provoked. And they're putting you out of your comfort zone and making you do something that, in turn, they're using against you. So, you see what I'm saying here? It's one of those situations where I didn't say that, but if you were to reverse engineer the thing I did say, you'd realize why you're losing to people. And this goes to me, too, right? This goes for me as well. Like, why am I losing to who I'm losing to? Because they're obviously provoking bad decisions from me. So then I have to identify the bad decisions, right? What are the bad decisions? Well, okay, before I can even identify those, I have to, you know, there's so much to reverse engineer there that I don't even want to get into during the match here, but my point is, it's a really fundamental concept, but, you know, I think a lot of people don't even consider it, or maybe overlook it when they're trying to do things like practice, or do something like a whiff punish. I don't know. Uh-oh. Hey, I'll thank you guys in a sec. Whoops. It's not even a combo. Oh, that's a combo though. That was pretty good. Hell sweet. He's thinking about it. Thinking about that. Hell sweet. Think about it. Think about it. Hey, good games. Shmoo again. Good games, man.